recording. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, Miss Jacqueline. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. And this is Marinette here. And welcome to our essential oil class. I'm so glad that Jacqueline is going to be able to help us with this because, of course, Jacqueline has been around in the business, in the industry for quite some time. And she knows and she can share a lot of her knowledge. So today's day, before anything else, Jacqueline, can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, everybody. My name is Jacqueline Jackson. I have been using doTERRA essential oils for about 9 years now. And I've been educating all those years. And if you ever have any questions that, pop them up, bring them up to Marinette. And I know we're wanting to do this quite often, so we'll try to get through those questions when they arise.
Exactly. So a little story about how we met, Miss Jacqueline. It's so funny because we met in July, Christmas in July down there in 10th Street. So which we are not going to be able to do it no more. Probably it's way back 3 years ago, Miss Jacqueline.
Yeah, I think it was 3 years.
Totally a stranger to each other, right? And yeah. I think that time I was smelling the essential oil and I was like, what is this essential oil all about? And I was looking at all your stand, your displays, and I have no idea about essential oil yet during that time. So, and then I was like, kind of like intrigued about like, what is essential oil? And you were not in the stand at that time yet. So I was looking for you. I was looking for you. Then she ended up appearing, and here we are 3 years down the road. We are all I got hooked up to essential oil. I love essential oil, and I've learned so much from you actually, Miss Jacqueline. So without further ado, let's give them what we are going to be like talking about this afternoon. So what do we have, Miss Jacqueline? What are we going to talk to them?
So today we're going to try to keep it really simple. I'm going to introduce what essential oils are, how you can use them, the safety behind them, and then we're going to just mainly talk about 3 oils today and how we use them in our homes. We've got lavender, lemon, and peppermint today.
Yeah, she has the bigger one, and I do have the tiny one, the trio pack here. So these also contain the same thing, Miss Jacqueline, right? We have the lavender, we have here the peppermint, I believe. Oh no, the lemon and then the peppermint. So the same thing is the size. The one that she got is bigger, and one I got here are smaller, which is the trio pack. Okay, Miss Jacqueline.
So I have a little presentation. I'm going to go ahead, Marinette. You want me to go ahead and start the presentation?
Go ahead, ma'am, please.
All right. So I'm going to screen share right now. And we are going to start. All right. So first of all, welcome to the world of doTERRA essential oils. I'm very passionate about these oils. They have been a huge game changer in my life and for my children. And let's just talk a little bit about that. Marinette, throughout this thing, anytime that you feel like the urge to jump in, please do.
Okay, no problem. I'm listening. I really want to learn.
So first of all, I am not a doctor. I'm just pretty much, Dr. Mom here in my own home. My children come to me for every little, cut and scratch and everything. Everything that I'm about to talk about, these have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. So I am not trying to diagnose, treat, or cure any ailments. This information provided is based off of my own research and experience with doTERRA essential oils. And you are highly, highly encouraged to do your own research to become as educated as possible. With that, I know ways that I become very educated is through essential oil books. For example, this one is based on pregnancy and babies and birthing. I have one that I love so much. It's emotions and essential oils. And the big one that I use is called the Essential Life book. And these books really, if there's any questions that I don't know, this is what I go to first. So I'm not trying to discourage modern medicine. I use modern medicine when our family needs it. And luckily, I have a doctor that is very understanding. And he knows that if I've come to see him, it's because I've done everything with what I have, and that now I need his help. So my goal
Well,
is to educate essential oils.
well, actually, we as healthcare workers, we encourage family members. We collaborate with them, with the mom, with the family, how they take care of their illness and ailment and diseases. So we basically collaborate, like merge what the modern medicine or our medicine has to do with also the home remedies, like,
Exactly.
because these two has to go hand in hand. We try to encourage you guys to prevent illness before it got worse. Of course, we encourage you to come and consult the doctors, because that's where collaboration comes in. Correct?
Okay. So let's keep going. So first of all, I am introducing a safe, affordable, natural solution. And this is safe for the entire family. Like I said, for the pregnant mama, the babies, children, adults. I've noticed there are no horrible side effects that I have with my essential oils. And it also is, this isn't something that's going to break the bank. So here we have doTERRA's therapeutic grade essential oils, and this is just a natural healthcare alternative.
Can you share your screen, Miss Jacqueline?
Oh, I do have it on screen share. It says I'm screen sharing.
It's not shared.
Okay, let me stop and let me try it again.
Please.
Oh.
There you go,
Miss
Jacqueline.
Okay.
That's better. Yes, I got it.
Current slide. Okay. So we talked a little bit about modern medicine, and what I have found, and through my research, I found that it's made from isolated synthetic agents. And I know that my body doesn't work as well with a lot of the synthetic agents, and therefore a lot of different side effects of known and unknown. And a lot of times whenever we would go over to our doctors or someone, each of these prescriptions are just managing a lot of the symptoms that you have. There's not a lot of figuring out the root cause of what's going on deep down inside, usually like a lot of it's gut health. And so it's become something to where it's you're trying these different medicines and they keep prescribing you something, and then your body is still screaming, like then something else comes up, then a rash forms, and then something else will form, and it's that your body's really screaming at you that something is still wrong and you're not getting to that root cause. To where nature's medicine really helps minimize symptoms. It addresses the different root causes. It's made of hundreds of natural compounds that's found in plants, and it enhances the physical and emotional health. And I found that it really meets the body's needs, and then the body starts to heal itself to where then you don't need them as often later on. So let's go back to what is an essential oil. So an essential oil is natural aromas that are found in a plant. So if you think of a rose and you smell a rose, that smell is the essential oil. And the way that you get the essential oil from, let's say, that plant, which is the rose, it's coming from the petal, it's going to be either steam distilled or it'll be cold pressed. If it's coming from, let's say, like an orange, we cold press those extractions. So these are always powerful, very safe benefits, and then again, without all of the different side effects. And the pictures that I have here, this is a peppermint, and then it's oil sacs when you're zoomed in microscopically on a peppermint leaf, and that's where you can see those oil sacs that they steam distill off of the leaves. So one of the things that essential oils can do, or if you ever go to a doctor with your child that has a cold or something, and they tell you, you have a virus, and the only thing you can do is rest and let it take its course. So if you look at this photo here, it's of a cell and the viruses that live inside the cells. Anytime you try to take any antibiotics, it's not going to penetrate into the cell to kill off the virus, which is why you have to, it kind of just takes its time before you get over that. What essential oils can do is that essential oils can penetrate into the cell, and that way they can start fighting those viruses head on. So there's a lot of different types of essential oils out there. And so what is the difference between all of these ones that you can find some, you know, at your local health food store? So the main grouping of essential oils are synthetic essential oils. And these would be the ones that you would find in a majority of, now I know a lot more are coming out with pure essential oils in shampoos or conditioners, but this is where you would find a majority of synthetic type of essential oils. It's made in a laboratory to make things smell good. Another big one for synthetic essential oils, believe it or not, are your perfumes. So this was a big kicker for me. I can't do perfumes. I can't do cologne. If I get into a car and someone has a perfume on, I have that itchy throat going on, and it's because it's a synthetic perfume, and it just does not work well with my body. So that's the synthetic type of essential oils. There's also food grade essential oils. Now, these are the ones that you'll find like a spearmint in your gum or peppermint in your gum, lemon in salad dressing. That would be the food grade type of essential oil. Then we have therapeutic grade essential oil, and these come from very well-known essential oil companies, and they go through different types of testings to make themselves as therapeutic. But what was happening is whenever they would get tested, a lot of times their bottle would say 100% therapeutic grade essential oil, when in all actuality, in their whole bottle, let's say that they would have, there was only a tiny percentage that was actually peppermint or lavender, and the rest would be either synthetic or it would be completely diluted down. So now we have CPTG essential oil. And CPTG is doTERRA's own classification of essential oil, and it's called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And what this means is that doTERRA is telling us that all of the plants that they harvest for their essential oils are grown in that harvester's natural habitat. So example, our lavender is coming from France because that is the best place that lavender grows to where to have the correct chemistry for lavender. Our peppermint is grown in Washington State because that is the area of the whole world where peppermint's best chemicals are grown. Every liter of doTERRA's essential oils are undergoing third-party testings, not internal party testing, it's third-party testings, so that way there's, people will tell us for sure, hey, something is wrong within this 1 liter, the whole liter gets kicked out. And they test every single one. It's not just randomly tested, they're testing all of them. Our tests to definitely ensure oils are pure, genuine, and authentic, and they are extremely potent. So we're really beyond organic, verified pure, free of fillers, pesticides, and foreign contaminants. How to use essential oils. So I love to use essential oils aromatically. And here I have my diffuser. Actually, it's the one that's pictured there. Here in my...
got one. Well, I got one of those also, Miss Jacqueline. Until now, it's still alive. It's in my bedroom. It diffuses essential oil before I go to bed.
I have a diffuser probably in every single room in my house. Right now, this is the school room for our virtual classes that are starting tomorrow. And I've noticed with the essential oils, it really does help change the mood within the family. And that is where emotions and essential oil books really come in handy. So when I am diffusing, I'm basing what oils I need, or I'm putting in off of this book with how either frustrated or tired, or if I need to help getting people to sleep, or if I need in the mornings, I need to boost up the kids to wake up. I kind of guide myself that way with what oils I'm using. Another way to go aromatically is, and I'm going to show you with the peppermint, is you can, one, just smell out of your bottle itself, and that will help whatever mood change you're looking for. Other than that, I will also 2 drops, and that helps open up all of the airways. So,
And not only that, to add to that, Miss Jacqueline, just like my husband is a truck driver, and every time he is very like tired in the road and about to fall asleep, he uses that way, that technique. He always put a drop of peppermint on his hands, rub it, and put that in his nape and his neck, and he's good to go again. So it's amazing. It's really good.
yes. Yeah, like I said, like the peppermint really helps wake you up. I know that's actually what I'm diffusing with wild orange, so it's really nice. The other way to use essential oils is going to be topically. So just like Marinette explained, he puts the oil on his hands and it kind of rubs it on the back of his shoulders. And you'll notice peppermint is a very tingly oil. It's a cooling oil. So not only is he getting the experience of aromatic wake up, because that's getting to his brain instantly, but whenever you use it on the touch, so since it is a cooling oil, it's going to cool down his body and kind of waken up his whole body that way as well. So in that way, we used it directly onto the skin, or with the carrier oil, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. You can use it for a massage. So if you've ever gone for a massage and they ask what type of oils you'd like to use, a lot of times they're using sometimes therapeutic grade essential oils. You can do topical therapy to where if you have, let's say, a sprained ankle or something. Actually, right now I'm going, I have issues with my foot right now. So I am using my essential oils to help with the inflammation on my foot. And so I'm using that as a topical therapy. It's great for immediate comfort. And so I know anytime my kids run to me with any type of little boo-boo or cut, I'm using it topically for them. And then it's also great to use it as immune support.
And also to add to that, or bread it, but I haven't tried it because I don't have kids. But like if your kids has fever, that peppermint is a really good cooling measures. And I remember way back home in the Philippines, we don't have essential oil, of course, back then, but we do have like, yeah, I believe there is like essential oil that they put drops on the lukewarm water that they use to sponge us so that we can like cool down, especially if the fever is so high. But of course, way back then, I don't know anything about the essential oil, but I can smell that really aromatic, nice smell, and it's so soothing. You will just fall asleep,
Yes.
you know?
Okay, and the last way that we use essential oils is going to be internally. And actually, so you can place some essential oils in a capsule, and doTERRA does have to where they have essential oils pre-capsuled for you. So, okay, and for example, this one is for immune support, On Guard. And they also have dietary supplements where they do have their essential oils already in capsuled for you. You can also get empty capsules and make your own. My favorite beverage of choice is water, and I really enjoy drinking. I'll do about 2 drops of either Slim and Sassy or a grapefruit. So I use that, and that's also for targeted wellness. I found that it really helps alleviate a lot of stomach issues for me. And for me, it's a digestive system. And as for other people, we'll use it for the throat and mouth, and then also for the liver.
And also to add to that, Miss Jacqueline, just so for anything else, they have to make sure that their essential oil has this thing. Remember, it has a note that says supplement facts, because if it doesn't have that label, that cannot be ingested. Correct?
Correct. Yes. And also this is only using doTERRA's essential oils. So this is very specific to doTERRA essential oils, not for different oils that you will find anywhere else. And like Marinette said, it does have to have a supplement fact on your doTERRA oil. If you are using, now let's start talking about the safety parts. If you're going to use your essential oils like I do in my water, you'll notice that my glass is glass. It's not plastic, because if I'm going to use a citrus oil in a plastic glass, then it's going to start to eat up into the plastic. So I have a glass for my essential oil uses, And I will also use the stainless steels. I'll use that one as well.
Especially if it's going to be warm, right? Warm beverages.
That's the other things that you have to be very careful with. So what Marinette's talking about is that there's some oils that are very hot and some oils that are cooling. So for example, peppermint is very cooling. So even right now that I did this with peppermint, I have the tingling on my shoulders. I actually also have tingling around my face because it's such a cooling oil. And that's fine. However, there's also some oils that are very hot. And when you put it on your body, it's going to burn. In those situations, you have to know whether, and this is part of the education, you have to know whether your oil is a hot or cold oil or a neutral oil. And what I like to use is, just like on the photo that's in front of you, is the first thing you're going to want to do is use fractionated coconut oil or any other type of thick oil over that spot if it's either too cold, too cooling, or it's too hot. And then once you've taken care of the heat or the cooling effect, then you can wash it off with soapy water. If you go directly with water to try to wash it off, water is going to intensify that oil and it's going to make it a lot worse. So always dilute with a vegetable oil. I prefer coconut oil. I use almond oil. I will use olive oil. And those are the different oils that I like to dilute with. And a lot of times I'll even dilute with a lotion. I really do like doTERRA's lotion. It doesn't have a scent to it. And I can pretty much put whatever oil I need to help with that. Keep it out of your eyes, your ears, and your nose. Essential oils, do not ever put them inside your ears or anything, or your eyes. If it does get in your eyes, and I've done this with peppermint where I accidentally rubbed my eyes after applying peppermint and it burned like crazy, I ran to my kitchen. I cook a lot with coconut oil, so I grab my hand in that whole tub of coconut oil and put it directly on my eye. So that's the way to take care of that.
Yes, and also I just want to add also about the peppermint, because I know this is gonna be fall. 2 days from now it's September, so it's gonna almost be the start of fall. And our favorite drink, of course, my favorite drink is the peppermint mocha, and also your peppermint tea, or your there's another one that pumpkin spice too. I really love them. So those drinks, you can add peppermint on that, right, Miss Jacqueline?
Yes, actually, I have done that too. I've done that with peppermint when I had a very bad sore throat, and it really helped that cooling with my coffee. That I added to my coffee, and it really helped cool and soothe my throat at that point. So like Marinette's saying, let's talk about lavender, lemon, and peppermint. We are ready. We're going to start with lavender. So lavender, think of it as your Swiss Army knife. You can use lavender for pretty much anything under the sun, especially for everything calming. So I will diffuse it in my room, and I will apply it to the bottom of my kids' feet, from the back of their spine, for whenever, just to help with their calming and anxiety. I will apply it to soothe irritated skin. So think of like a rash of some sort. We'll massage the back and the bottom of our feet, and apply it immediately right after a bug has bitten us, especially for mosquito bites. And it really helps soothe that you're not itching it right away and become irritated.
Yes, and to add to that, also our burns. If you do have burns, lavender helps a lot with that also.
Very cool.
Yes, I've read one of those documentaries about lavender, that the doctor that had discovered lavender was, I forgot his name, I'm sorry, but he was a chemist, or a scientist doing something in his lab, and accidentally spilled something and starts to have like the fire in the lab, and he burned his arm, and there was a bucket of lavender in there, and he put his arm on the lavender, and amazingly the burns was not as bad as it should be.
That's interesting. Speaking of burns, that's something that I do. I cook a lot, so Whenever I'm pulling something out of the oven and I nick myself, I will apply lavender right away, and it really does help soothe that burn. I know my sister has, with a curling iron, completely burned her forehead, and we use lavender for that as well. Here's some emotional benefits of lavender. So it calms the mind and it eases all of those racing thoughts, which is why it's such a great oil for right before bedtime. It helps bring love, the feelings of love, importance, and safety. And it helps to release blocked emotions, and it encourages true expression. We have, I guess, just a little bit more on it. And I know before we started, Marinette was talking about how she uses lavender, peppermint, and lemon. Will you want to bring that up? Because here is the seasonal discomfort recipe for roller blends.
Yeah, so basically what I do with my trio packs is, this has been really popular with every one of my friends because I've been giving them a little gift. Let me just show you this one. So what I do is I blend this three oils here. I put like 10 drops of each. Can you see it?
I turned off my screen share, so it'll.
Okay. So, and then I put also 10 drops of lavender on that. And I know that I've learned this from your class, that it is really good for the seasonal allergies. And it started with me too, having so much allergies, especially in the springtime, when I would have like watery eyes, itchy eyes, everything is itchy, and it's terrible, especially down here in the valley, because our allergens here is terrible, you know. So this helps me a lot. This one is coconut oil. So I would just mix, of course, these are all like pure essential oil, and I don't want to be putting that on my skin directly. So I would mix this, as Jacqueline was saying, with our carrier oil, and you can choose however you want, because Jacqueline had, what were the carrier oil you can recommend, Ms. Jacqueline?
I like the doTERRA's fractionated coconut oil. The other ones that I use, because I know some people are allergic to coconut oil, you can use almond oil or even olive oil.
Olive oil, right? So, but for me, I like the coconut oil. So I know that when I start having like congestion, watery eyes, and the nose is dripping, you know how it is when you have allergies, like you can barely breathe because your nose is so stuffy. So I would put that in my mats, especially in the hospital. Like, you know, we would be going into the patient's room. And as I said, you can smell everything that you can name of, okay? So now, it's not all the time, but of course, I would wear them. Pandemic helps a lot because I have to wear masks all the time. So I will put my essential oil in there, and it smells so delicious. That peppermint just stops the drippy congestion. It opens up the airway. I think the lemon cleanses it so well, so it helps a lot. And the lavender starts soothing all the congestion, the allergens, however it is. So I've been sharing this to a lot of my coworkers, and everyone loves it so far. I think for those who are like not essential oil, savvy, or they don't like essential oils at all because they have a different beliefs. It's in the belief system, Miss Jacqueline. But those who have all this drippy congestion, allergens, they are all helped. So I start giving this away as gift to them, because what we did is we put this in our badge.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's hanging in there in our badge. And most of the time, there was one time I was in the elevator and there was this doctor. He was like looking at my badge and he was asking me, what is that? I said, sir, I'm using this because, we have to go into the patient's room. And of course, sometimes our patients are so sick, they have to poop, they have to pee. And, we're exposed to all those, specimen. And this one helps. I wear them. It's like I'm okay. I'm in a cloud nine. I'm okay. You can give all to me, you know, so I can clean you up better and I don't have to smell anything so bad. So it helps a lot. So everyone that, had learned to love this. So I was giving this away and I was like, can I buy this? It's like, okay, I'll sell it to you. But I would encourage them. I always encourage them that once they fall in love with that, and that way they can refill their own essential oil. I told them to buy the trio packs, which is not expensive. This is almost like only $30, and they can buy one of their coconut oil, and they can mix it. And it takes long time to finish one of this. And another way I do it is like when I start having scratchy throat, Miss Jacqueline, I was rubbing this in my lymph nodes, like my lymph nodes, like your lymph nodes are starting to be inflamed. And we know that lymph nodes are lymphatic system, that sometimes this is all where it clogs up, and then it's all the virus and the bacteria where the body tries to like channel them to get rid of it. And so what I do is I rub this on this, and amazingly, I would start like if I have really like a dry cough or the secretions kind of like thick, it loosens up. It is an amazing thing. So that's why initially you would feel all the symptoms, but once you start studying the oil and the science of the oil, I was blown away. So that's why you are right, Miss Jacqueline. You don't just have to trust your own health to anybody, but you also have to study it, because all of us are different. So it needs to be customized. So you have all these tools, you just need to read, right? And here we are. We have some ideas that we can share. So go ahead, Miss Jacqueline.
All right, let's go ahead and continue. Let me go back to screen sharing. All right, so, okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is going to be lemon. Now, lemon is our clean and the freshen type of essential oil. You can add a drop to honey to help soothe that or your dry or sore throat. You can diffuse it in a room and it really neutralizes odors. I have a sibling that used to have dogs inside her home and it always smelled like dogs. And whenever she diffused lemon, it gave it a very nice clean smell. I use it personally to clean my kitchen and stainless steel appliances. And then I also add it to, I have my own little scrubber for the bathrooms and showers, and I use that as my cleaning agent as well. Lemon is a great one to take internally, and it works as an antioxidant and a detoxifier. And this is also a natural insect repellent. Emotional benefits of lemon. It improves your focus and your mental clarity. It inspires energy and motivation, and it helps restore joy and happiness. And then again, just different ways to use lemon essential oil. Marinette, do you have a specific way that you like to use lemon by itself?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, actually, I really love lemon because of its cleansing effect. So yes, aside from cleaning, I do have a friend who teaches us how to mix that also, and amazingly it's good for your table, especially if it's wood. Amazing, like how the wood loves the lemon. I was like, this is crazy. It's like the wood is talking to you. I love your lemon. And you know what, it makes my house chemical free, because my husband used to like use fabuloso.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. If every time he cleans the house before with that, I'm like, my head wants to burst. Like, it just doesn't sit on me, just like you said. But with the mixture that I did, with the same as like, I only mix it with water and, shake it so well, and then spray it on my table, especially if it would, it smells so wonderful in the house,
Very nice.
And I just want to add one more thing about emotions. Initially, let me tell you this, I was skeptical, Miss Jacqueline. I was like, really? Does it change the emotion? Really? Does it do this? And I was really skeptical at the time. But you know, as I said, once you start learning and studying everything of this, I was blown away because we, as this body is, are chemicals. We are made of chemicals. And when we are happy, we release endorphin. When we are sad, our dopamine level is low. Our serotonin level is low. And sometimes we are overwhelmed with emotions that all these chemicals are out of order. And you know, all this essential oil, what it does is they bind through it, or they enhance it, or they add some nutrients to it. And so that's why your emotions become stable. I was like, what? That is true. That is very true. So that's the reason why that, and I tested to myself. I don't test it to anybody but to me and my family. And I was like, this is crazy, but it is true. But you're right. Once you learn it, your mind is gonna change.
I know most probably in the past 5 years, I first started using essential oils first for, I guess, some healing properties that they had in them. And then it switched to more of the learning how to clean, well, with using essential oils to get rid of the toxic cleaners. And the last way that I really enjoyed using essential oils, and I feel like I use them even more, is like you said, it's the emotional benefits. And that I find that not only for me as I've gotten older, that my hormones after each child just continue to change so much, but even like it helps with my children. I know if they're frustrated, I know what oils I can diffuse to help with those frustrations. And even for me now, I find like I get super frustrated as I've gotten older, and I know how to work with my emotions so much better. And not only, like, I feel like I know myself better, to or even my husband. It's really helped with our relationship because of the hormones that I go through. He knows that my body is still continuously changing as a woman. And so he'll always ask sometimes if I am very frustrated, hey, have you used your oils today? Or have you diffused? Have you been using your vitamins? Because he understands the importance of how our emotions just continuously change. So yeah, definitely this one would be one great for that happiness type.
Exactly, like yes, you're right. Like for the peppermint and the lemon are perfect for that. When you feel like you're low, just try to diffuse that, and it feels so soothing and energizing.
Correct.
So and I want to add before anything else, because you mentioned about, remember the virus, like it's inside the cell, and so that's why essential oil can go in and do all this thing. And you're very right, because I was like researching also about the oils, and one thing I've learned is that our cells, our human cells, are lined with phospholipids, are lined with oil. Phospholipids is oil, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah,
And
you're right.
I remember what you said, that oil only binds with oil. Oil never binds with water, right? And
Yes.
you're very right when you said antibiotic doesn't work with viruses because the virus is inside the cell. So it means that if you drink the antibiotic, the body, the stomach has to process it, still have to release it in the system, and still the blood, and then the it has to undergo chemicals changes in order to cross through the barrier. And essential oil, because they're oils, together with your cells, in seconds, it would go through the cells and it would nourish the cells. And I was like thinking about that, and I was like, hold on. Remember, if you mention it in the Bible, there's a lot of like stories in the Bible saying anointing of the sick, anointing of this one. And I was like, and as a nurse, the first thing we do with our patient when they come in is nothing by mouth, NPO, nothing by mouth. It's basic, because of course the first thing, when your body is so much under stress, the first thing the body does is it stops digestion. It doesn't digest. And that's the thing that most of our our parents doesn't understand, because I work in pediatric unit, and it's so harsh to tell them, your kid cannot eat. Can you
Yeah.
imagine that? I will tell you, Jacqueline, I'm sorry, but your kids should not be eating.
Yeah.
And like everybody's freaking out and saying, why can't my kid eat? He needs these nutrients. And that's the reason why during that stressful moment, what we're doing is we're putting in an IV and give all the fluids to hydrate the kid, but not to make them eat. The reason being because during the time of stress, your digestion doesn't work. Remember, if you think about it, you start, I feel like nauseated, I want to throw up. It's like your body is telling you, I cannot digest anything. And if I'm going to give you food and if you're going to eat, it's going to be stuck in there in your stomach, fermenting and not being digested. Because the reason being, because every blood system in your body, because the digestion part is the biggest organ in your body that takes blood supplies. So in times of stress, the body is so smart that it gives it to your heart, to your brain, to your lungs, because this needs to function and to be safe. That's why if you look at it, sometimes you're cold clammy. Why? Because there's no circulation in the peripheral area. It's all in the middle. It's all in the center to save you. So during the time when we don't do the nothing by mouth thing, so basically the most important thing is you hydrate. And going back to the anointing of the sick, remember, if you're sick, you don't want to, that's very smart of the body. And so the people get really like weak, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny when somebody start anointing the sick with all this oil, and I think they were anointing these people with essential oil in the past. Essential oil is the blood of the plant, right?
Right.
Essence of the plant. And being the blood of the plant carries oxygen and nutrients, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when you put that in your skin, it goes directly to your system, to your blood, to your cells, and the essential oil would penetrate the cells, giving you oxygen and nutrients. And whatever the plant carry, all its properties are injected directly into your cells.
Well, yeah, it really does help with the cells themselves trying to go back.
So basically, you're nourishing the cells. And if you said there is a virus inside, and we all know that the essence of the plant has all these properties. Because I remember you're saying that the plant cannot run away. It's outside there, standing there. The tree doesn't have a fit, so it cannot go anywhere. So basically, the plant develops its own antibodies against all the property of the environment, right?
Right.
So if you're sick with those viruses and bacteria that already have an immune knowledge, those cells of the plant has immune knowledge. So basically, once it goes inside the cell, if you think about it, it has the ability to kill whatever there is in your environment. It is amazing. I mean, like, it's just my own theory. By reading all this and seeing all this, and I'm trying to compare and use your mind, your analysis. But would that be true? Could be true. But then you have to study it, dig it, research it some more. And we're not the scientists, but as you said, you're a mom and I'm a nurse. And basically every day we're looking at the exact experiment.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to now peppermints. So like we've talked a little bit about peppermint, this one is a cool and invigorating oil. You can use it with lemon and water for a healthy, refreshing mouth rinse. You can inhale it deeply to invigorate your lungs and increase alertness. I like to add it to a spray bottle, and I'll even put lavender with it and mist it, especially when overheated. That's one that we like to take out to the beach with us. And then apply to neck and forehead with the lavender to calm headaches. And then also, of course, I think we've talked about whenever the body's really overheating, especially at night times. So it promotes healthy respiratory functions. You can diffuse it when feeling fatigued and low on energy. And let's go ahead and move on. Oh, here's some different diffusing blends that I found. So I added these as well. Ones you could see for stuffy nose, we use lemon, lavender, and peppermint. Ocean air, lavender, lime, and eucalyptus. Sleep tight, serenity, lavender, and peace. Some lemon ones that we like to use is lemon and lavender, relax and uplift. Fresh, lemon, eucalyptus, and lime. That's actually one that I like to put on the house just when I want the house to smell nice and fresh. Another nice cleaning one is the lemon, rosemary, and motivate. All right, so now everybody wants to know, these are great oils. Thank you, ladies, right? So now you want to know, how am I going to purchase them? Well, there's two ways that you can purchase. You can become a retail customer and you can talk directly with Marinette and she'll be able to get those oils to you. The other way to do it is through a wholesale membership. So what are the big differences between the two? So a customer, there's no commitment or obligation. It's only, you know, when you want to buy them and you want them at the retail pricing. Now for wholesale memberships, this is a $35 membership, or you can buy an enrollment kit with it, and that kind of takes care of the membership requirement.
Would the trio pack, this small one, Jacqueline, would do, right? If they purchase this?
If you did the trio, you would have to also have the $35 membership. There are specific enrollment kits, and I will run by those in a little bit if you'd like. Now, the really great thing about the wholesale membership is that there is a 25% discount from the retail price. So I know some people that they're like, I really just want this one oil, but you end up buying it every couple of months. If you just have the membership, it kind of it pays for itself because of that 25% discount. Now, there's a lot of people that get really scared about this because they're like, I don't want to be a member because I don't want to be forced to order every month. First of all, doTERRA has free products for the people that do order every month. There's also, you don't have to order every month. If you do decide to order monthly, it's a loyalty reward program. And if you decide to, you just want to order every blue moon, you can do that too. You just won't have access to the different free products. We have products of the month. And then you can look at your screen. If you do order every month with a 50 PV, which is really like the price per oil at wholesale price, for the first 3 months, you'll get 10% back. The 4 through 6 months will be 15%, and you work your way all the way up to 30% back. So in essence, if I am spending $100 in oils, I'm getting $30 in points back added to where I can use that towards any product that I want within doTERRA.
Can I add to that, Miss Jacqueline?
Yes.
Yes, because the last time I was doing all these loyalty orders, so I got a lot of points, and I was super happy because at the end of the year I got the holiday, what you call that? The holiday.
Holiday Joy or Holiday Peace?
Holiday Joy essential oil.
Yes.
And it's a very nice essential oil to be diffused during holiday. I was super happy. You know, those are my free products afterwards, and I'm really in love with it.
Nice. Okay, so now you can choose to empower yourself. We've told you a little bit about just 3 of our basic oils. And with these 3 oils, you can also provide care to appropriate family members. Really, these are tender bonding moments. Like I said, I know for relationship-wise between my children and my husband and I, these really have brought us closer together. And you can also be prepared with natural defenses. Before we go from here, so this, I want to show you on doTERRA's website. Remember, if you're going to order, Marinette has a way for you to order, so please talk to her before that. But this is where you can learn even more here on doTERRA's website. It is under the Discover tab, and there's all these different things about beauty, personal care, kids, and the different products that they do have. I did want to go through and talk to you about so these are the enrollment kits that you wouldn't have to pay the $35 for. And they're gonna show me, let's see if it comes up. Okay, Spanish, Chinese. Here we go. So we have the Healthy Start Kit, which comes with the diffuser, and this one has, I believe, the smaller size essential oils, the 5 milliliter essential oils, and this is a really good basic kit. Healthy Home Kit has more of, it has our hair products, it has a lot of our On Guard, which is our immune boosting oil. It has the cleaning stuff for that, and also the soap, along with a few essential oils that we have in a diffuser. The Simple Solutions Kit has our Deep Blue Rub, which is great for muscle aches and pains, Lemon, On Guard, and Serenity. Natural Solutions Kit has a pretty very big broad across the board of different essential oils that you could purchase. Healthy Habits Kit has more of the vitamin supplements and a few essential oils along with the Deep Blue. And the Healthy Essentials Kit is also very similar to the Healthy Start Kit, except that you have a bigger diffuser and you're buying the bigger oil, so you get bigger bang for your buck on those. All right, that was pretty much what I had. Marinette, did you want to add to anything?
Yes, I'm gonna link to them. I'm gonna link my website over there so that if they decide to purchase and be a member, and that way they can make more discount to that, they can do so. And they can contact us. We can also like contact you as our resource because you know you're the big mama when it comes to the oil.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Yes, and so yes, Jacqueline, we are so happy that we have that. And one more question. Can we buy it? I mean, if somebody in the Philippines, can they buy it through our website? Do we have already a branch in the Philippines?
I believe we opened up in the Philippines. I will get back to you on that, but I am pretty sure we are open in the Philippines to where they can order and it can go directly to them as well.
Yes,
And
because I haven't
will
checked that yet, but my mom and everyone else in the Philippines are going crazy over my essential oils. So they were like, we want the essential oils, especially this pandemic. They were like, we're running out of oil. So that's why if you see it on my purchases, I made a big, huge purchase on all those oils because they were demanding it from me. So hopefully I was like, I hope there is some way to send it, you know, like directly from the company. And that way, you know, they can buy it themselves over there, you know.
Yes, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive that they opened up that market there in that area. I'll definitely get back to you on that. I know that one thing we did want to also mention is what we're going to kind of hit on for the next little Zoom that we're going to have. And it's going to be more based on our immune boosting oils. I really wanted to concentrate on Guard and Breathe. So On Guard is the immune boosting oil, and Breathe is pretty much exactly like it sounds. It just helps you breathe in better. It's very respiratory. So we'll talk about those two oils next time.
And that would be a very exciting oil to talk about. So, you know, guys, let me remind you, this is going to be every first week of Monday and last week of Monday. Me and Jacqueline is going to share to you all the information that we have learned about essential oils throughout this past year. So hopefully this can be helpful to you and hopefully you got more information. And thank you so much, guys. And I'll see you soon. Okay. Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.